live. I love lives. Just putting my headphones in because it is. I am at an unusual place. Not unusual. It's not really that. Well, it's unusual because this is just hanging out here. Just plug it. There we go. At Newstead House by the Brisbane River in Newstead. So you can see behind there, that's the Brisbane River over there. It is very windy. Very windy. And we're here for a bit of movement. We're going to walk around a bit and do some Ks. But I just wanted to show you some of the flowers because last time I was here, it's probably the start of spring. There's some flowers, but they've got some new flowers going here too. It looks really, really nice actually. Really nice. Beautiful gardens. Lovely big tree. We've got the famous Breakfast Creek Hotel across the road. That is like an institution. You haven't had a Brecky Creek steak, you haven't had a Brecky Creek steak. They've got such good steak there. Great location actually, great pub. Hey Bill. Hey Bill, I can read the comments now. Yes, I'm not driving so I can read the comments. How are you anyway, Bill? You well? You okay? How's your sugar levels? Finally, chat comments coming in. Meaning I can read the comments, right? So look, I am at, it's kind of an old homestead here. Like, actually my friend Susan, this is like her homestead but different. This tree was planted on the 22nd of March 1956 by Lady Laverack, the wife of Queensland's first Brisbane-born governor and first patron of Women's Historical Association. Okay, interesting. It's midnight here. Hey Miss M, how you going? Sorry Miss M, I couldn't actually talk to you before or read the chat, but now I can because I'm walking. Well, I'm walking. I just wanted to show you guys something before I started walking. We've got beautiful gardens here. We'll walk around the homestead. This is our traditional old homestead that is quite old here in Brisbane. It's heritage listed, this homestead. It's right on the Brisbane River. It's really, really beautiful. I've never been inside. It's closed right now. It's a Sunday. But I wanted to show you something. I'm just okay. Okay, well, that's good. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think this is? What is this? What is this structure, guys? What is this? Does anyone know what this is? Hey Rudy, I know Rudy, you went to the Nutcracker. How was it? How was it, Rudy? Does anyone know what that is? What is this? What is this? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what this is? Anyone want to guess what this is? Anyone know what it is? Miss M, a bathroom. Miss M, you're right. It's a urinal. Please adjust your dress before leaving. Well, I mean, I'm thinking this is for guys, right? So please adjust your pants, I guess. Hey Sally, how you going? Now guys, you know that Dora loves a dance. And, you know, Sally's on the chat, so we always have to dance when Sally's on the chat. But we always have to dance around a bathroom. There's something weird about it. This is really cool. This is historical. I think this is the only one in Brisbane. I don't think this is, it doesn't smell, so it's not a real urinal. Like, they're not using it anymore. But you could use it. It's a urinal. We have to dance, right? We have to dance in the, okay, how are we going to dance? I wonder if I can set this camera up. Hold on. Let me just see something, guys. Let me see if I can do something. Whoops. It's a bit windy. All right. Stay. All right. Pull my pants up. All right. Dancing with Dora live by a toilet. Come with me, let's dance in the toilet. Let's dance in the toilet. We're toilet dancing in a toilet. This is a historical toilet. We're dancing in a toilet. People that are watching this are like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? Nothing, I'm just high on life. Okay guys, that is a toilet dance in a weird toilet. I mean, that's weird. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. So anyway, that was a bit interesting. Hey, Elevate, how you going? Oh, there's a few people in the chat here, guys. All right, so let me just put my hat on. We're about to go for a walk, guys, and it is very late for you guys. Where is everyone today? Bill said it's midnight in Iowa. Sally is, I can never remember where Sally is. She's in Pittsburgh. 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 Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh. What time is it in Pittsburgh, Sally? We've got Consume. About to go to sleep. Hey, Bo, how you going? We've got Elevate. Hello, Elevate. We've got Abros. Abros? Hello, Abros. Elevate, you're in Texas. It's 1 a.m, Sally. Jeez, guys, you got to sleep. Anyway, I wanted to show you the toilet. This is a historical urinal. There is apparently only one in Brisbane, and this is it. Now, I don't think people use it because it doesn't smell. Just gonna be honest, guys. Urinals normally smell like very, very bad. That doesn't smell. It doesn't look like it's even used. It's not even used. Does that work? Is that weird? No, it's not even plugged in, guys. But it's very weird. It's very confusing. Please adjust your dress before leaving. Don't have a dress on. Anyway, guys, enough around. Em got it. Em got the first. Em was to the chat. She got it the first one. She said it was a bathroom. So let's just go have a quick look around the Newstead house. It's a beautiful garden. Oh, it's a new. I can't actually get through here. Whoops. Hey, Just My Life. How you going, Just My Life? Just My Life. I met you the other day. We were having a chat, weren't we? Is yesterday or the day before? So welcome, guys. I'm Dora, if you don't know me. I'm from Brisbane. Well, I'm actually not from Brisbane, but I'm actually in Brisbane right this minute. We are going for a walk, and Dora is a little ramped up, guys. I'm going to be honest. Dora is a little excited. And if you've been watching my last two updates that were done on a horizontal live, because I was driving. So you can go back and watch those ones, but that's why Miss M, Bill, there's a few people that were in those lives. They know what I've been up to. But I just thought I need to do some bit of walking. And why not check out these homestead while we're here? This is a historical homestead. We can't actually go in it right this minute, but we can walk around it. It's called Homestead. It's called, can we go in it? I don't think we can. Here, let me have a little read here. It's called Newstead House. It's a historical building. can't go in it, of course. But this is an interesting tree. Look at this tree, guys. Look at this tree. Oh, it's a beautiful afternoon, Miss M. It really is. The weather is amazing. You can see people having a picnic over here because it's really beautiful weather. So this is the Brisbane River, guys. And it's a really, really beautiful spot. I came here as a little girl and I actually toured inside this homestead back in the day, but I haven't done it as an adult. But I have walked around here. It's really quite a nice walk. So I thought I'd take you on a bit of a walk, guys. If you want to join, you can. If you don't want to, that's okay also. Let's see what we can see. I wanted to show you the bathroom, guys, because I thought that was pretty cool and unique. And I hope you enjoyed it, my little dancing with Dora random bathroom dance in a urinal. Never done that before. Never danced in a historical toilet before. That was pretty cool. Oh, what's in the pods? I actually don't know. My friend Paul, the Australia, he might jump on later on, or he might be lurking in the background. He'd be able to tell you. I am not sure. Not sure, but they're giant pods. They're not. It's not a fruit. I know that. It's definitely not a fruit. So it is 4:06 p.m. in the afternoon, and Dora's about to lose her hat. Okay. And it's very windy. So we might need to go around the side. I think it's just seeds. It's a pod. It's not fruit. It's definitely not fruit, Bill. So Miss M enjoyed the dance. That's great. So guys, I've been doing something on my lives recently, talking about mental health and just doing a mental health check-in. Now guys, I am not a counsellor or any of those descriptions, okay? I actually, just before I go there, dedicated to the memory of the Allied submarines and their crew who operated from Brisbane 1942 to 1945. The Royal Navy, and these are all the peoples in the Navy. Ah, interesting. Okay. So I think here the submarines used to come in. So guys, just to give you a bit of a finger where you are, that's over there's Hamilton. You go from Hamilton into Newstead, which is this area. This is Tenerife. Tenerife is quite a new area. It's kind of working class area. It used to be like the wool sheds back in the day. A lot of the ships came in, all the produce used to come in. A lot of warehouses over there, but those warehouses have now turned into fancy, very expensive living. So Tenerife is a very expensive area. Then it goes into New Farm Park, then it goes into the Fortitude Valley and then into the city. So Brisbane City is just about that way. Driving, about 5 minutes driving. So we're very, very close to the city. This is classed as Brisbane still. So guys, that's these things here for the ships to tie up to. So it's pretty cool. Bit of history. I don't think ships come here anymore, just gonna be honest. The ships don't come this far in anymore. They can't get down the river. So Brisbane River actually feeds out to the ocean and it comes out to where I live on the beach. So you guys, I was talking about, we saw a dead snake on the beach. It's fallen in the river, in the Brisbane River, and it's floated all the way out to my river, basically dead. So things that kind of flow down the Brisbane River end up in my beach. So this is really quite a pretty little area. Now, guys, I was just talking about, oh, Paul is there. Is Paul there? Paul is there. Paul, we had a question. Oh, here we go. Bill had a question. Bill wants to know, what are these things? Paul's my resident botanist on call. Paul, what are these things? I call them a well-endowed tree, but that's my personality. What are they? Is it a fruit? Is it a flower? What is it? Is it a pod? I said it's not. I don't think it's a fruit, but I don't really know. Paul? Calling Paul. Calling Paul. Seed pods, yeah. But what is it? What is it? So it just falls on the ground and then it can grow another pod, right? Another tree. So this is the John Oxley Landing. New South Wales Surveyor General John Oxley proposed a settlement adjacent to the deep water anchorage at the mouth of Breakfast Creek. So this is a deep water anchorage here. That's why they've probably got those big things for the boats to tie up to. Guys, I don't really like to read all this history stuff, to be honest. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Plus, I've got to walk, guys. I've got to walk. But we've got to keep on walking. I've always liked to walk down to the water and onto the pontoon because that's what we like to do. Ah, black bean. Yes, black bean, guys. Bill, it's a black bean. So we're on a bit of a pontoon here. I know a boat comes here that takes people up the river for, here we go, sorry, here we go, I have read it before. It's the River City Cruises. It docks here daily from 11:15 and 1:15. And then I think it goes to South Bank. So it drives you into the city on the boats. It's quite nice. Or you can get a river ferry, a river ferry, which is kind of way over there in the distance. Let me see, I can see zoom in. River ferry, there we go, ferry. Those ferries. It goes from New Farm. Was it Tenerife? No, New Farm, I think. And then it goes all the way over to Hamilton. So it doesn't stop over here. But this is, look, you see lots of people walking their dogs here, riding bikes, or having picnics. I've seen people having picnics on here. Very beautiful. River cats, yeah. Could you tell I just couldn't remember my words then? So we're going to do something different than I've never walked before. We're going to walk across this bridge and then over this way. I've never walked over that way. This kind of boardwalk's been built for a little while and I've never done it. So if you'd like to come for a walk with me, we're going to walk along the boardwalk, kind of towards Hamilton. But it's such a beautiful afternoon. Such a beautiful afternoon. They've got people having picnics with their dogs and their kids. People sitting on the chairs having a chat. You've got Dora walking. Probably put my hat on again. That's what I was talking about, guys. I was going to do a check-in. I just got sidetracked. I did this a couple of days ago on my live. Like I said, I am not a counsellor, a professional, anything like that, okay, guys? But I always like to do a check-in, like say, what's your mental health like today? So my mental health, out of 10, I'm going to go say about a 7 to 8, okay? And I always talk about, well, what could I do to make my mental health a little bit better today? Okay, and the reason why it's 7 to 8 out of 10, and you guys don't need to elaborate, okay? You just tell me a number. I'd love to know, like, your check-in. What's your, between 0 and 10, 10 being the better, 0 being, not really good today. Let me know how you're feeling today. I might not be able to, obviously, help you with why you're not feeling good, but someone in the chat might be able to suggest something, like give you an example. One of our friends in the chat is a lady called, young lady, Maddie. Maddie has just had a surgery and she's not been doing very well. And she said I think she said was 5 or even 3 or 4 or something. It was something quite low. And I said to her, look, someone in the chat, could someone suggest something that, Maddie could do to help her mental health today? And they said, they didn't suggest anything, but one of the ladies said, it was Rhonda. Rhonda said, my mental health is about 8 out of 10. I said, what would you do today to make it feel better? She said, I need to finish my baking. She goes, I'm stressed about my baking. If I can finish my baking, I'd be 10 out of 10. Anyway, Maddie just thought about it and thought, you know what? I need to do something about, I'm feeling a bit lousy. What could I do? And she came back like an hour later or something, and she said, I've just been baking with my mum. And she said, I feel so much better, Dora. I didn't help her with that, guys. But what I'm trying to say is that maybe we can help each other. Like I said, I'm a little stressed at the moment because I was trying to find somewhere to house sit, right? But we sorted that out. We sorted a bit of it out. I'm a little stressed with having Diego's family stay over last night with babies crying and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is just like superficial stuff. Nothing, that's going to hurt me long term. But I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real about my mental health. And what else? There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on at the moment with the house. Literally, Diego's, feeling a little stressed with all the stuff that's going on with the house that we're renovating. So, his stress is becoming my stress, basically. And there's nothing else, I can do about that. Basically, I'm just, we've just got to ride it out. So I'd love to know if you want to tell me, out of 10, how you're feeling. And of course, you don't have to either. But the other day it was quite successful. If you'd like to tell me, like I said, I'm a 7 to 8 at the moment. Tomorrow I'll probably be a 10. Maybe a 9, I don't know. So this is, so you can see a really good view of Newstead House over here. It's a beautiful view. Such a beautiful day. So, Just My Life. The other day when we were on a live together, I did ask you what your name was, but I don't think you answered it. Or was it Justin? Just My Life? I don't know, I wasn't quite sure what your name was. I always like to refer people by their names. It just makes it, it's more personal. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I can just call you Just My Life, but I'll never remember it too much. But so Just My Life. You're saying you're not feeling that great at the moment. My mental health got up and left me for a nicer person. Oh, that's funny. M, you've got here, mine is a 0. M. Okay, 0, okay. So, M. Obviously, we don't need to know details, because this is a safe space, so you can talk if you want to. But as I said, I am not a professional of any description. I just like to have a chat with people, and I do like to talk about mental health because I think it's really important. But can I ask you, M? You're saying your mental health is 0 at the moment. What do you need to do, or what needs to happen to move up the ladder a bit? So M saying, I'm trying to keep it together and not want to give up. Well, there's a couple of sayings that from our friends in the community, like our friend Alison. I don't know if you guys know Alison, all things over 55. She's got Parkinson's disease, and she's now starting to have to use a cane. And, she's starting to get the shakes a little bit. Parkinson's will eventually potentially take her life. It's quite a serious thing, and I did not know that she had Parkinson's, and I didn't know she even used a cane. And her catchphrase at the end of her videos is, don't give up, because I'm not going to give up. And she's got Parkinson's. So, I think that's an amazing attitude that she's got. Like, she's got a disease that's quite debilitating. It's going to get worse. But, she's keep on going. She's like, I'm not giving up. I'm just keep on going. And I think it's a really beautiful attitude she's got, that, in the face of such a serious condition that she's got, she's trying to live her best life. She's still working. She's doing many things. So if that, Em, I think Alison, maybe go watch some of her videos. Maybe she will inspire you to not feel like giving up. Bill's got 6 straight. 6 days of straight. Okay, yes, okay. 6 straight days of fog. Yeah, that's going to start being really annoying you. That's for sure. That's not nice. But keep inside. Well, you did say you go outside and you walk barefoot, don't you? So guys, Bill Myers is in Iowa. And yeah, he's had 6 days of fog. Thick fog that his family couldn't even come for Christmas Day because it was that bad, the roads. So that's hard, and that's got to be playing with your mental health. I've got to say, you'd have a bit of cabin fever, right? Oh my God, we have Katie. Hello, Katie. So guys, meet North Pole, Alaska is Katie. Now guys, Katie's hilarious. So guys, a lot of you guys might know Matt Launton that has been in my chat. He's a fun guy from Cheshire. Anyway, he introduced me to one of his pals, Katie, who's North Pole, Alaska. And she's in the chat right now and she's saying there's no snow. Yes, that's right. Katie, there is no snow. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here in Brisbane. It's probably about 28 degrees and it's 4:21 in the afternoon. It's a beautiful afternoon, and if you go to Katie's channel, you'll find a lot of snow. She's like, oh, the snow will start melting in about April. So there's so much snow in her backyard. And you will find Katie doing lives from her stationary bicycle. So in winter, she's still doing it. She's rugged up to like really crazily because it's freezing cold. But it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like she's on her bike, her bike is like covered in snow and ice, and she's like having to scratch it all off the bike. Okay, we've got a bit of wind down here again, guys. Situation right now is my hat. Look at I'm like a pirate. Just call me Pirate Dora, okay? I'm going to lose my hat in a second, I think. Okay, that was some mangroves. So anyway, guys, you should check out Katie's channel. It's hilarious. And she's great. Well, she's not just funny. It's just like funny for me because I live the polar opposite, right? I've got warm beaches, sun, greens and blues a lot of the places, right? You can't get much more polar opposite from Australia, where I live, to Alaska, on top of the world, where it's freezing cold, it's snowing, it's lots of snow. And here's Dora, walking, exercising, movement. And then you've got Katie walking, she's like riding a bicycle, stationary in the snow. It's crazy, I tell you. I mean, you might not think that's crazy, but I think it is. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I said to Katie, I'd love to do a live with Katie, and I'm on the beach walking and Katie's on her bike doing exercise. We said that we'd do it in the new year. So there's one of the city cats, guys. Oh, that's right, Bill. I remember, it's Bill 1 and Bill 2. Okay, so just my life is Bill. That's right, Bill 2. Completely forgot. That's one of the city cats that I couldn't remember before. So Bill, which is Bill 2, is actually from Brisbane too. So he's from my area. He used to live in Redcliffe, actually. He's living over at Strathpine. Is that right? You're still at Strathpine, I think? So have you been over here before? I'm sure you've walked around the Brisbane River before, probably, Bill. Bill 2. Very confusing, guys. Bill 1 and Bill 2. So, so M's got here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring everyone down. No, not at all. I mean, I asked the question, right? But then Bill's got here. Tell her to smoke some pot. It helps some. Well, it has been proven that marijuana can relax you and make you feel a little bit happier. But everyone to their own. I particularly don't partake. Now, guys, look at some of these houses here. Look at this. Can't probably see a lot of. Yeah, some of these houses are really, really old. And then you've got some really fancy mansions here, guys. Does anyone remember Christopher Skates? I think he was Australian. He was Australian, but I think he went to live in America. Though then I think he went to live in Spain. He ran away from Australia because he ripped off everyone. There's a house up here that looks like a castle. I think it's where that flag is up there. There's a flag there, the Australian flag. There's kind of a castle building up there, house, and Christopher Skates used to own it. And yeah, he ripped off a lot of people. He was one of those tycoons. But yeah, it's interesting. Like I've driven past here many times. I've never walked here before. So it's really, really nice to see some of these houses. I love looking at architecture. Like these houses would be worth a mint. Because look at the view. Behind there is Brisbane City. Brisbane City is not a huge city, mind you. Nothing like Sydney or Melbourne. But it's a nice little city. It's quite spread out. Even though this area is called like Hamilton area, it's still classed as Brisbane, but the suburb is Hamilton. A lot of development. Man, that's a big place. So you notice here, we've got a walkway here, and then you've got a bikeway. So they're trying to encourage people to ride bikes, or catch a bus into the city, or more movement in general, because a lot of people live in apartments, right? So when people live in apartments, they don't really have a lot of space to be running around backyards. So that's why they have built a lot of these walkways to make them more accessible for people to use, so that kids can come out in strollers, go for a walk with mum. You got someone rollerblading. Rollerblading isn't so popular anymore. Does anyone know how to rollerblade? Okay, so Bill too said my auntie suffered from Parkinson for 35 years. Wow. I mean, obviously, the famous person that's having Parkinson is Michael J. Fox, and his deterioration has been like long going, right? We have Lara. Hello, Lara. How are you going? We might do an overtake, guys. Put our blinker on. Blink, blink, blink. Overtaking. That's a nice, look at that house up there, guys. That is, wow. Man, the scaffolding that they would have had to pay to get that done up there is a lot of money. Scaffolding is such an expensive building requirement when you're working on heights. It's very, very expensive. The only reason I know about scaffolding, otherwise it wouldn't be part of my vocabulary, is that we're renovating our house and we put a roof on our house before we lifted the house. People are like, why are you doing that? Like, why wouldn't you lift the house first and then put the roof on it? And Diego's like, well, if we lift the house, it'll be way too high and you'll need like proper scaffolding, like that kind of scaffolding. And that can run into thousands, like even $10,000, like very, very expensive. Where at the height of the roof at the moment, they only needed to put edge protecting on the roof for the roofers. So that's a lot cheaper. That's the only reason I know these things. Paul D Australia, have you ever checked out Katie's channel, or do you know Katie already? I have talked about Katie before in my chat, and Katie has been in my chat before. Is it warm there? Of course it is. It's about 28 degrees today, and that's actually a bit cooler than normal. The last week has been really, really hot. We've strangely had quite cooler weather for the last couple of days, so which has been nice. But like a week ago, we were getting up to 36 degrees. I don't know in Alaska if you use Fahrenheit or Celsius, I'm not sure, and I don't know the difference, like what it would be. But 36 degrees is pretty warm here. It's pretty warm. And where I live in Queensland, the humidity is really, really quite a lot. And that just, you just stand in the sun and the sweat just pours off you. That kind of, it's like the Mexican humidity. It's really, really humid. Whereas Paul D Australia is down in Victoria. So they've got a different heat. They've got a more drier heat, but they've also got different weather patterns than I have. Like I don't know, what is it down there, Paul? I know yesterday he was talking to Paul and he's like, it's still a bit, he's hoping it was going to warm up so he could go for a walk and feel a bit warm. So yeah, completely different weather patterns here in Australia because it's such a big country. Negative 40 degrees today. Frig. Katie. And Katie loves it, guys. If you go onto her channel, she talks about it and people are like, they're like, you're what? You're kidding me. It's 40 degrees, negative 40 degrees, and you live there? And she's like, yeah, I love it. I love it. And she loves it. You can tell. She really loves living where she lives. And like sometimes there's moose in summer times. Apparently, I haven't seen it myself, but she's sitting on her bicycle, doing her exercise, doing a live, and then a live moose walks via her, the back of her. It's crazy. Like it's weird, but weird in a good way. Like I don't mean that's like she's crazy. I'm saying like it's crazy cool. Now you'll notice here, guys, there's no way to get off here. You can't park your car and come here. So there's also these emergency assistance things. So if you want an emergency, you can press that, which is good. Like someone might be some weirdo. So yeah, you can call for help. Now, just look back and have a look at the view, guys. It's a beautiful view. Okay, it's currently 25 degrees, Paul. Shit! Wow, that is huge for Paul. Oh, that's right. It's Sir William. So we've got Sir William, which is Bill Myers. We've got Sir Paul, because Paul is called Sir Paul by Deb. And then we've got Bill too. So guys, I just want to show you over here. So there's got really nice old houses over here. I just want to show you that there. There we go. I'll zoom in. One of my favourite bosses, he got married in that house. His wife that he married, that was her family home. It's a beautiful house. And just recently they've built all these apartments here. There used to be a whole lot of old houses here, and then slowly but slowly all the old houses are getting bulldozed and all these new apartments are coming. That's just the way the world is, unfortunately. Everything old is just bulldozed. Okay, so Miss M's got here. I mean this from whole heart, but if it wasn't hanging out with Dora and the chat, I would probably be crying and writing a letter to my parents. So thank you, everyone. Oh, M, can everyone look? We don't know what's going on in someone's life, and I always say this wholeheartedly that life is not easy. And, I might portray that, here I am walking along a beach or a walkway and life's amazing, right? that might be my life. But, I am mindful that other people's lives are different. People are going through things, mental health. This time of year is horrible. It can be really horrible for someone. And we've got someone in the chat, Em. I don't know Em very well, but she's obviously struggling. And obviously we're not here to offer advice, because that's not what we do here. But we can offer, just companionship and just a place to listen. And, a bit of a joke. And, yeah, so, I'm glad you're here, Em. I'm glad you're here. And I'll be here for a little while walking. So, of course, you're welcome to stay along and listen. Who knows what we'll talk about? But, I'd love, other people in the chat to also, say hi to Em. And, let her know that, we've all had our ups and downs. And that, we're here for friendship. Okay, there's children. I shouldn't be filming children, sorry. Sometimes get sidetracked. So Bill 2's got here. Yeah, I probably have finished them riverbanks 100 times. Oh, fished. Okay, yes, that's right. So our friend Bill, which is Bill 2, which is Just My Life 00, who's a Brisbane, who's from my area. He loves fishing. So we met the other day when I was actually walking along the Woody Point Pier or Woody Point Jetty, and he was saying how he used to fish there. But he's now moved to Strathpine. And I asked him if he'd been over this way before. He's like, yeah, he goes, I've fished here over 100 times. So he's well and truly been here. But I've never walked here before, guys. So this is why I thought I'd take you along this walk. Like I said, I like to walk at different places that I've never walked before. And, it's nice. It's good for my, just my sense of adventure, right? I love walking in places I've never walked before. It's good for my mental health, I've got to say that. Like I said, I was feeling a little bit ick today. Not that I've got any, major dramas, not at all. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that, we're human. We're not always feeling amazing. And it's okay not to be okay, right? But it's also, well, I don't know. It's hard. I feel for you, Em. I really do feel for you. Oh, that's right. Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's. That's right. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people, I'm going to be honest, I don't know that much about Parkinson's. So, I wonder if this is where the city cat comes in. Does anyone know? No, because people kind of hanging around waiting. I think this might be where the city cat comes in. Not completely sure. Said I have not caught the city cat here before. I know it goes to Hamilton, but I wonder if this is classed as Hamilton. Could be. We're doing a bit of an adventure here, guys. Oh my gosh, look at this boat in front of me. Shit. There's a massive boat. It's a very, very fancy boat. Let me zoom in, guys. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That is a fancy boat. Okay, what is this? This is just a recreational hub. It's not where the city cat comes in. Yeah. No. City cat must go further up. So that's the Lady Brisbane. You can hire that out. They have functions and stuff on there. So Paul used to live in Brisbane, so he kind of knows this area. So you know Hamilton quite well, don't you, Paul? Probably been to what's it called? The racetrack here? Ascot racetrack or Doomben racetrack. That's it, Doomben.
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay, so I'm way behind in the chat, guys. We're still talking about scaffolding. Thanks for that, Bill, saying that it needs to be over 4 metres and then you have to have commercial scaffolding. Katie says, you need to come to my chat more often. No, you don't. You're living your life. Oh, look, this boat's called Whistler, guys. That was a boat I was just zooming in on. That is pretty classy boat. I'd say that is no cheap boat. It's called the Whistler. She's flash. She's very, very flash. Ah, this is where the city cat comes in, guys. Okay, look, guys, we're doing a bit of discovering today, guys. And look, that's this. Do you guys know Bluey? I mean, I don't know about Bluey, but that's Bluey. Bluey World. I don't know what we call the orange one. Hey guys, would we like to do something really exciting? We could catch the city cat. We could get the city cat and go all the way down the river and then walk back to my car. We could do that. But we really need to walk, guys. I get sidetracked, you know that. Because everyone's kind of lining up, which tells me that the city cat's about to come. No, I'm nowhere near Bondi Beach. Bondi Beach is in New South Wales. I'm in Queensland. This is Brisbane in the background here. Brisbane City. So yeah, we're a long, long way from Bondi Beach. I was in Bondi Beach probably about, a month ago actually. Bondi Beach is a lovely beach, and you're probably referring to what happened just at Bondi recently. But, yeah. Okay, this is Brett's Wharf. And Brett's Wharf, this is Brett's Hotel. Alright, so that's everyone lining up for the city cat. Now the really cool thing, guys, is to catch a city cat used to cost you about $5 or $6, depending on wherever you went. But you know what now? In Brisbane, this is a great initiative of Brisbane. It's 50 cents fares. Doesn't matter where you go, it's 50 cents. So if I caught this city cat all the way up to St. Lucia, which is a far distance, it's probably about an hour and a bit on the boat, it cost me 50 cents. In reality, if it didn't have the specials at the moment, it'd be like probably $12. So public transport, so city cats, trains, buses, all have the same initiative all around all around Brisbane basically in southeast Queensland. Any bus you catch, it's 50 cents. It's amazing. It's trying to get people to catch more public transport, which, you know, I'm really down for. I think it's amazing. I'm really loving this walk, guys. Love this. I've never walked here before, guys. This is great. So we're doing like a live adventure together, guys. Like you're seeing it for the first time, I'm seeing it for the first time. So this is Brett's Wharf. They have lots of weddings here, and I guess people live here too. I've never been to a wedding here, but yeah, it used to be a popular place. They used to have a restaurant here. I don't know if they have it anymore, I'm not sure. Not sure. But this area here is getting built up really, really fast. There's a lot of apartment living here now. Huge apartment living. So the ferry never used to come here. It's only been put here in the last couple of years because there's quite a dense population of people living here, and then they go into the city, right? There's no train station here. Well, there is, but it's very complicated to get to the city. So getting on the ferry on a boat is, getting on the ferry is much faster. And what a way to go to work on a ferry. It's like when you live in in Sydney. Just recently I was in Sydney a month ago. I stayed with my sister and we were catching the ferries because my sister lives in Cabarita, and you catch the ferry from Cabarita all the way into the city and like underneath the harbour bridge. It's really cool, really cool. And it's such a nice way to go to work. Dora is back and alive. Why wouldn't I even be alive, Justin? I obviously couldn't see the chat from that last video. Is that lavender? Hi, sorry, I haven't been online for a while. Sorry again. No, never say sorry. Never say sorry. You've been busy, mate. Look at this. This is lovely. Look at this greenery. Wow, that's pretty cool. So whoever lives here, I don't know if that's I think it's an apartment, guys, but that's pretty cool. And then you've got your own dock at the front. Cool. This is great. I've never been here, guys. This is great. Is that a desert rose? Does anyone know? I think that might be a desert rose. I didn't know they actually... It looks like a... I don't know. I think it might be a desert rose. That's cool. Cool. I don't know a lot about plants, guys. That's why I have Paul D Australia in my chat. I always have to call him and say, hey, phone a friend. What is that? It's a cactus. That's very cool. Very cool. And I know this is annoying for builders. Builders will hate this. But it looks very pretty. Look at that. Look at that. I love that. I think it looks really cool. But it probably does wreck the building. Another flash boat. Oh, okay. Just losing my hat. Okay. A bit windy, guys. Sorry. Not sorry. But it's windy. So Lavender is another fellow Australian, guys. We've got a few Australians in the house today. I feel very, very privileged to have Australians in the house. I mean, I love having you Americans and Canadians, and we have an Alaskan in the house. Katie, we have the Alaskan in the house. Oh, we've got a pool here, guys. Oh, they play Marco Polo up there. So this is Portside Wharf. Big development. Lots of apartments, obviously. Now, I think this is where the cruise ships used to come in, guys. I've driven here before, but I've never walked here before. This is cool. Justin, you're quite familiar with where I am, aren't you? Because Justin's from Brisbane too. He lives over the river. Philip, here in oh, you're in Melbourne. It felt like winter some days in summer. Yeah, well, Paul D Australia is also from Melbourne, or Victoria, should I say. He's on Phillip Island. Okay, guys, I know where I am now. So, this is cool. So, guys, this used to be where the big cruise ships used to come in. So, Brisbane's only a little city in the scale of Brisbane. Sorry, in the scale of Australia. But they did start getting cruise ships in here, and that was really good for tourism, and really good for tourism for Australia, because us Australians used to catch the cruise ships, and then cruise ships are quite cost effective. Not everyone likes cruise ships, but I'd love to know if you've gone on a cruise before, if you're a fan or not a fan. But yeah, this used to be where all the cruise ships came in. This used to be the cruise ship terminal. It's very windy, guys. I apologise. But I can't do anything about it, guys. And there's some police up here. Whoa. It's very, very windy. They've got some really nice restaurants here. They've got a restaurant called Babylon. Let me see if they've got it here. Let me see if they've still got it here. Wait till you see the menu. It's amazing. Amazing menu. We've got a bit of police here. That's Australian police, guys. There's a lot of fancy restaurants here. This is quite a fancy little place. Portside Wharf. As I said, it used to be where the cruise ships came in, but it's not anymore. They've moved the cruise ships up the river. So they've got their own private area. But there was a restaurant here at the end called Babylon. I know you probably can't hear me very well. It is! Oh no, it's not Babylon. Byblos, that's it, Byblos. It's Middle Eastern. Let me show you the menu. It's really got some amazing stuff on it. Okay, no, you can't actually get to the menu. They've got some music playing though. It's quite a fancy place. I'm not going to go in there. I'm not looking very fancy, guys. But I'll tell you about what they've got on there. They've got this dish. I don't know what is in it, what it's actually called, but it's, oh my god, is it beef? Yeah, or lamb. Does anyone know Middle Eastern food? Help me out because it's been a while, guys. But they have it's raw. I'm sure it's lamb. No, it's lamb. I think it's lamb. Raw lamb, and they put like lime juices over it, like a ceviche kind of thing. But it's a Middle Eastern dish, and it's so tasty. I'm sure it's lamb. I'm sure it's lamb. Well, we could keep on walking and walking if we wanted to, guys. But we might actually turn around because that way we'll have better reception, as in like you might be able to hear me, because then the wind will be going behind me and not in front of me. Oh yeah, so that's where the cruise ships used to come in, like you check yourself in and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with it now. There's one of the sea cats. So there must be another stop upriver. Okay, there must be one at Hamilton. Oh, okay, I don't know, guys. There's another one. There must be one up that way. Another time we can catch it. But today we have to do some walking. Because we're doing Holiday 100. If you haven't heard me gas bag about this, it's basically where I'm walking an average of about 11.11 kilometres a day, which is 6.9 miles a day. I don't know what's happening. They're all videoing something over here. What's going on? The police are videoing something. No. Okay, there's something happening over there, but there's little boats over there. Maybe there's something illegally happening. I don't know, who knows? Let me just zoom in over here. Let me see if I can find out what's going on. It's a bit far, guys, you can't see. But anyway, the police are doing something over there behind there. They've obviously called the police on a boat over there. Wow, this is heaps better, guys. Heaps better. So I was on a live the other day and it was really, really windy. And I said to Bill, choose your adventure. Stay on the beach or go on the path. And he's like, go on the path or find another idea because it's annoying. So I probably lost a few people, but that's okay. It is what it is. Okay, let me just show you where I am again. Lots and lots of apartments, right? This is Hamilton area, or they call it Brett's Wharf. So yeah, this is pretty, well, it's not a new development, but it's pretty new. Like, as new that I haven't actually walked here before, guys. Interesting, I've never walked here before. This is lovely. I'm glad I was able to kind of do a new adventure with you guys, and we're both seeing it for the first time together. Okay, guess what, guys? Guess what? I'm down to 20% battery. I didn't bring my battery pack with me. I wasn't going to walk that far. I don't know. Paul D Australia will be like rolling his eyes in the chat going, for God's sake, Dora, you've only one job. Live stream and take a freaking battery pack with you. Paul, you know what I'm like. I don't do anything normal. I like to live dangerously, right? So I'll live stream till I can not live stream. Maybe I'll make it back. Maybe I'll make it back to my car in time. I have a battery pack in the car. Oh, let me just adjust my knee. My knee hurt just then. That was a bit weird. Let me stop in some water, actually, guys. Let's do that. You guys look at the sky for a bit. I'll try to catch up on the chat because I'm way behind. Oh, where am I, Justin? I think you've heard it. We're at Hamilton, Brett's Wharf. So, so Katie goes outside. I went out barefoot still, negative 40 degrees. So, Katie, you need to talk to Bill. Bill Myers. Bill Myers does the same thing. I mean, that's some really good health benefits from doing those kind of things. I mean, also you might get frostbite, but I guess if you're used to it, right? All right, we're back and racing. Now, let me just have a look at the chat, guys. I've just forgot. Paul's telling him where I'm going. Are you running away? Why would I be running away? Whoever said that? Battle someone? So Lavender's talking to M. So guys, Lavender is 16 years old and she's from Western Australia, another fellow Australian. Just trying to catch up on the chat here. Yeah, I know. I didn't think I'm very far from you, Justin. So Justin's over the river and you're over Bayside, right? You're Bayside more? I think you're like Cleveland, Wynnum area. Is that right, Justin? Justin, you can send me an email. Don't put your address in the chat. Send me an email, Justin. We can go for a walk over your way. I'm happy to go for a walk over your way on a live. Send me an email. My link is in my bio. Because I know you want to start to get into live stream and stuff like that. So I know Justin's not posting anything at the moment. He's not creating at the moment, but I think he's planning to create. I think the last time I was on the chat, you were quite actively trying to get some subscribers and making friends in the chat. Oh, so Bill's got here, Dora. When retirement comes, I can see you living in a cruise ship. Hey, well, you know what? I've heard a lot about it. I don't know how I'd afford it, but that's another story, right? Like, it doesn't matter about how we can make things happen. You just got to, dream, right? Let's dream. So, yeah, has a lot of people heard about the cruise ships, how you can live on them? Like, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of money. But basically, you just travel the world, right? You just have your own apartment on a cruise ship. You just travel around. Like, how amazing would that be? Can you imagine Dora on a cruise ship? Full time, just dropping off at every port. Maybe Dora would have a boyfriend at every port. Oh, I mean, I forgot about Diego. Diego would come. He doesn't need to know about the boyfriend at every port. I'm joking, guys, okay? I'm joking. Shh. Okay, it's getting late. It is 9:40 p.m. from our friend Katie. Katie, lovely to see you and catch you. As I said, guys, I'd love you guys to check out Katie's channel. It's really like the polar opposite. If Katie is still there, if you could drop your link, or Paul, I think you followed Katie. If you want to drop Katie's link in the chat, that way people can go check her out themselves. You don't have to believe me. You can check her out yourself. Just go straight to her lives. That's where all the action is, guys. Go straight to her lives and you will see it. I actually even went and showed my boyfriend the other day. Diego, I was like, look at this. This Katie chick that I follow, right? Look at this. She lives in Alaska. So everyone's about to get on the City Cat. Well, we couldn't have caught the City Cat anyway, guys, because if we got on the City Cat, went down the river, we'd have to walk back up the river and we'd probably run out of battery, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it's not like I would survive without the battery. I would survive without my phone working. It's not like I know where I'm going. So Paul used to live in Kangaroo Point and New Farm. Right, so just over this way, around the river, the snake's around. I pointed out when I first started my live that I was kind of standing at Newstead, then it goes to Tenerife, and then it goes to New Farm. So that's where Paul used to live. So Paul has lived in a lot of places. Oh my God, guys, that's a Lotus of some description. Or Maserati or something loud and expensive. And I'm sure he has a small foot. Just saying. So yeah, Bill Myers, we chat about health quite a bit because Bill has been suffering from diabetes. He's been unwell for a little while, and he got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and really bad high sugar, right? Nearly in a coma. So he's only just come back to the chat. He's been quite unwell. So he talks about his health a lot and about, why he got his health issues. He used to drink a lot of soda. So soda's obviously full of a lot of sugar. So guys, I've talked about myself, about how I was starting to drink a lot of Pepsi. I've never really drank a lot of soft drink, guys. And suddenly I just decided I wanted to drink Pepsi. And I was drinking 1 or 2 cans a day. And I really started piling on the weight. Even though I do all this exercise, it doesn't matter about how much exercise you do. If you're actually drinking and not eating properly, you will put on the weight. And I talk about that on my channel. That I'm not a nutritionist or health anything. I'm just Dora living my best life and just sharing with you my experiences. And I don't ask you guys to do what I do. I just kind of share what I get up to, and you can pick and choose what you do. But I always say, speak to a doctor if you're going to do some exercises. I'm a bit crazy. I can go hiking and hike 25 kilometers in a day. My knees will kill later in the day, but I'll pay for it. But like this now, I don't know how many Ks I've walked now, guys, but not everyone can walk as much as I can. And I'm not saying that you should, definitely not. But, I'm just sharing you, that there are other ways. And I'm a really big believer in looking after your health and your mental health, because I think that they're really interlinked, right? If your health is not good, it's going to affect your mental health, right? So, that's another thing to look at. If you're not feeling very good in yourself, check what you're eating. Check how much water you've been drinking. Are you moving? Are you exercising? Are you getting enough sleep? Again, I'm not here to judge or counsel anyone, but I'm just saying these are obvious things, right? If you're not feeling really good, there's probably reasons for it. As I said, I'm not feeling amazing right now because there's a bit of stress at home. We had someone stay over last night with 2 babies, and they were yelling and screaming and crying all night. And when we're eating, they're yelling and screaming. I love them. They're like my niece and nephew, right? But I'm not used to having babies yelling and screaming. It's stressful. So, and I probably didn't have enough sleep. So that affects my mental health. And, the stress of, the house getting renovated, that's stressful, affects my mental health. So that's why I'm walking, guys, because it's important for me to get out and, get my walk, my movement, air, fresh air, breath, all the things. Oh, hello, Godzilla. Yes, I'm near Brett's Wharf. You know it. Okay, guys, Jesus, guys, I missed a whole lot of things, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to fast forward to the end, guys. Don't mean to be rude, guys. I just get carried away on tangents sometimes. It is what it is. I'm not going to apologise. That's a cool boat. Here comes a boat. Is that a police? What is this boat? Look at this boat, guys. What's a police boat, guys? Zoom, 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 zoom. Woohoo! We've got police rescue, maybe. Who knows what's going on? Hey Susan, how you going, mate? Susan, have you spent much time in Brisbane? Have I asked you that before? So Susan, we just started our walk and were your ears burning because I started at New Farm Park, which is the New Farm homestead, and I was saying how, the homestead is a really old original homestead. It's probably like Susan's a little bit, because I can imagine that you're in an old homestead, right? It's not new. So guys, we are going to actually catch up with Susan in February, and then I'm going to catch up with Paul if Paul comes to visit. But other than that, Paul and I are going to catch up in Bali in March. So 2026 is really gearing up to be a good year for me. 2025 was an amazing year, I'm going to be honest. I have no regrets about 2025. 2025 has been an awesome year. I feel very, very privileged and blessed and grateful for all the blessings I've had this year. But at the same time, it's not like I've been given them. I definitely have worked hard for this year. I have gone through a few ups and downs with my work, that I'm self-employed. I've gone through some stuff that I needed to work through, but I've worked through it, and I'm doing better with it. And then with my health, I had a few healthy little hiccups that could have sidetracked me, but I chose not to get sidetracked and give it any energy. And here's me, Dora, walking. And I've got to say, my health has extremely improved this year because I have concentrated on my health. I mean, it makes sense, right? Your health doesn't just improve overnight, right? It's a lot of work. I'm worth it. Some people might say, oh, geez, you're obsessed with exercise, or obsessed with health, or whatever you might say. Well, you know what? Maybe I am. But I am obsessed with myself. I think I'm important. I'm worth all the work that I do on myself. I'm forever walking. I'm really checking what I eat now. I'm not finicky. I'll eat everything and anything. But, I just know that if I have too many Pepsis, I will get fat. And it's not good for my sugar. And if I have too much wine, my blood pressure goes up. And blood pressure is not good, right? High blood pressure is not good. Oh, you need that boat, Mike? Okay, you haven't been to Brisbane. Okay. One day. Susan's got health is everything. It is, and I really do think it correlates to your mental health. If your mental health is not good, there's reasons for it, I mean, look, guys, I'll be careful here what I say because, as I said, I'm not no one special, but, I'm just giving you examples of my mental health. Like, there was a time this year, Paul might remember this time. Paul and Craig. He's not in the chat very often anymore. But Paul and Craig were really great sounding boards for me at a time when I was really down. I was doing the training for a 30-kilometre walk on sand, and I was doing a lot of walking on sand. A lot of walking. And it was like spring, so it's still quite warm, but it wasn't hot and wasn't really cold. But I wasn't actually looking after myself very well. I was drinking lots and lots of water, but I wasn't taking hydrolytes. And when you're sweating a lot and you're drinking a lot of water, you're losing all those minerals out of your body. So I actually gave myself a panic attack. And I'm not used to having panic attacks or anxiety. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? What is it? This is weird. Like, why? And I just realized that it was because I depleted my body so much of its minerals that I was giving myself literally mental health. You can believe it or not, but I don't know if Paul remembers it, but I was talking to Paul about it on a live. Very weird that I do this. But like, I was there. I wasn't in a good place. I was like, what is going on with me? And if I didn't check myself, and if I didn't have the, people to talk to, I might have went, what the fuck? I might have just let it go and just let it happen and it would have got worse. But, I just started taking hydrolytes. I actually asked one of my girlfriends, I normally have hydrolytes, and I asked, can I borrow some of hers? And she dropped them over the next day, and I just started having electrolytes in my water, and instantly I started feeling better. So that's just a small example, and it might not help everyone. But definitely your health is so important, and it can affect your mental health if your health is not very good. And I guess that's probably the reason why I talk about mental health a lot, and because, there's been different times in my life that I have done stupid things, like as in drank too much alcohol. And, drinking also has very bad effects on your mental health. And if you're already not in a good place, like I was at the time of my life, you're not doing yourself any favours. And I really wasn't doing myself any favours. And I honestly am very, very grateful that one of my girlfriends answered the phone one morning. She'll never know that phone call. I mean, I wasn't thinking about doing anything really bad, but I wasn't in a good place. And I started thinking to myself, like, this is not good. I don't want to be here. I was really having those kind of that conversation in my head that I wasn't in a happy place because I was so hungover. And, and my friend answered the phone and she's like, what is wrong? And I was like, I'm just so hungover. And she's like, you got to stop drinking. She goes, it's not doing any favours. And she just gave me some tough love. And she's like, Moriara, you've just broken up with a boyfriend. You've just lost your job. Stop your fucking drinking. She goes, stop it. She goes, if you keep on drinking, it'll just blow out. Your whole, everything will blow out. You need to go get a job. You need to fucking concentrate on what's going on in your life. Sort it out, not drink. Because by drinking, you're just numbing the pain, right? And yeah, it was a bit of a kick up the arse I needed. And yeah, I didn't stop drinking, but I did stop drinking as much as I was. Paul's got here, every day, more of our lives is used up and less of it is left. And that is true. It's very profound. And, Paul does give us these little snippets of profoundness, right? But it's true, right? Every day, I'm the youngest I am ever going to be right this minute. I'm getting older by the second, right? I'm never going to be this young again. I'm never going to have this moment again either. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And live for now, right? Use the fancy crockery. Use the fancy, knives and forks. Don't wait for the perfect time to use those, fancy, cups. Just use them. Because, there might not ever be that fancy time or that right time. Go on that holiday. I know I bring it back to holidays because, Dora loves to go on holidays, and it's not real. Like, not everyone can afford that. I get that. I've openly talked about how I wanted to go to Phuket in January. I can't afford it. I was talking to you about lives and having to get a second job, save money, not eat, and all these different things that I was trying to do so I could afford to go to Phuket. And I just thought eventually, I was like, you know what? You don't need to go to Phuket just because and all this, the techno, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to go, Dora. It did help that the DJ that I want to go see is playing in February in Sydney. So that's why I'm going to meet up with Susan in February, because I'm actually going to be going down to Sydney to stay with my sister. I'll see the DJ. But, I couldn't afford. It was going to be like $3,000 for the flights, plus accommodation plus some, I just can't afford it. So, you know, sometimes we just have to go with it. And noon, right? I'm just gone for a walk. Absolutely love this walk, guys. Loved it. You've enjoyed it because I've really enjoyed it. I didn't know where the ferry stops were. I still don't know where the second ferry stop is, so I might have to go that walk again. Or walk from the other thing. I could walk from the other side one day. It's called the Laws Bonnie River Walk. I don't even know it's called that. Laws Bonnie River Walk. There you go. So guys, I am on 6% now. 6% battery. My car is just around the corner. Will I make it? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But you know what? I think it might be nice to just finish up now before it does lock you off. Because I know that when it just falls off, people are like, oh, where is she? Where is she? Health is wealth. I feel blessed. Yes. And that's from a guy that has really been on the blink of, you know, really bad health. So that's a really good attitude, Bill. You know, even though, you know, I'm sure there's some days that you wake up and you're like, ugh, what the hell? But, you know, Bill's like, you know what? I want to live another day. And regardless of what's happening in his health, he's like, you know what? It's another day. It's a good day. Every day alive is a good day, right? And I always say that, guys, because my friend Esther, you know, she should be here today. And she chose not to be here anymore because she was drunk and she was going through some mental stuff in her life. But outside of that, she was such a beautiful soul. But just, you know, in those moments of her life, she was, you know, not in a good place. And she decided to, do what she did. And she doesn't get to live. And I always think about those moments of her. And I think, you know, how lucky I am to live this life, to wake up in the morning. And, you know, I generally have a good life, guys, and I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. When I say generally, I mean, like, you know, there are some things, you know, I'd love to change. But you know what? I'm human, right? I'm human. These guys are going for a run. Race, let's go. Okay, the guy in the white shirt's going to beat his ass. He did. But you know, I think I should work on that. I could definitely be more happier with myself. But I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I definitely love myself more than I have ever loved myself before. I've got a really healthy respect for myself and realise that if I don't respect this vessel, this body, this temple that I have, no one else will. And no one cares. You know, this is my life. And yeah, I've got to look after it. So Paul's just reminding me, saying that I was talking about that time that, you know, I depleted myself so badly that I gave myself panic attacks and anxiety. And yeah, I got out of it, didn't I? Yeah, thanks Paul for saying that. Yes, lots of sugar and alcohol, it's not good. Yeah, very much. Very much. So guys, I'm on 3%. 3%. So guys, I'm going to cut out now because the video will cut out anyway. So guys, thanks for joining me today. If Em's there, I send you hugs. And I do hope that you feel better. And yeah, I mean, I wish that on everyone. It's not just Em individually, obviously, but I know Em is specifically going through something at the moment. So yeah, I send you lots of love, and I hope that things get a bit better for you. Thanks for being here today, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you really enjoyed it. That is the homestead, Newstead Homestead, that I was saying to Susan. So yeah, this is Newstead Park. It's a beautiful park. And I'm going to go because I've got 1% left. Yeah, Paul, haha. Yes, you knew it. I forgot my battery pack. I mean, I could probably get back to the car, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I need to finish it now and go. Thanks for walking with me. This was my Holiday 100, part of Holiday 100. Thank you for being part of it. See you guys. See ya. And if you rewind the start and watch the start, you'll see the Dancing with Dora in a weird toilet. See ya.